Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another video on the channel where today we have got the final episode of the most meta strikers. So we've got the most meta strikers today, and then that is it for this meta series. We've done every single position. We've done goalies, centre backs, centre defensive midfielders, cams, wingers, and now strikers. So if you do have any other ideas for any of the series that you would like to see on the channel, make sure you leave them in the comment section below. But starting off with number 5, we have decided I've gone for Timo Werner. Now this guy is a top striker, especially if you've used his inform card. That inform card is ridiculously good, but I think this 83 card, I used this for a heck of a long time at the beginning of the game, and even now, Timo Werner is still a top striker. Whenever you play against him, he's a really difficult player to play against. Obviously so quick. He's a really lethal finisher. Like, he doesn't miss too many chances. Occasionally he'll miss a few because I think he only has 74 composure, so that will cause him to miss a few chances that he shouldn't. But the majority of the time, I think his finishing is top quality. It's incredibly good. He's a really powerful runner, obviously with that pace. He's extremely quick. Like, he feels quick when he's running as well, even though he doesn't have like the best agility and balance. Like I said in the previous video with the wingers, sometimes when agility and balance is present, some players still don't feel very quick, but Werner is one of those players that does feel rapid. He's always making runs in behind, especially if you've got the right formation and tactics to suit that, to really utilize that pace. And then when he gets sort of anywhere inside 12-14 yards, he really does finish practically everything. He's a really difficult player to tackle as well. He just seems to be one of those players, even though no matter how many times you tackle him, he does still seem to come out with the ball a lot of the time. His passing is really poor, so his link-up play is definitely one of his disadvantages. He doesn't link the play up very well, and also he doesn't have the best strength. I think he's only got like 68 strength or something, so he can sometimes 50-50 shoulder to shoulder, can get easily pushed off the ball. But the majority of the time, I think Werner is a top striker. I would probably give him a Hunter chemistry style if it was me. Just boost that pace and shooting, because they're the only stats that are really important. And his dribbling stats, some of his key dribbling stats, like for example his composure, you could only boost to 79 with a sniper. But if you wanted to boost that shooting and dribbling, you could go for a sniper. Me personally, I would recommend going for a Hunter. At number 4, we've gone for Wissam Ben Yedder. Now this guy for me is got to be, especially that inform. So many times I played that inform Ben Yedder, that red Ben Yedder in champs, the inform, the OTW. They're all the same card, obviously all 85s, but that inform Ben Yedder has got to be for me the most frustrating card I've played this year all in FIFA. It's just ridiculous how good it is. It feels like it's got 99 shooting in every stat. Like, it feels like it's 99. It feels really quick, even though he's only got 84 pace, which is weird. His dribbling is so good. He's got to be one of the most frustrating people to try and tackle in this game. Even when I've had like Van Dijk and like Laurent Blanc in centre back, they still can tackle him 2-3 times and still not come out with the ball. Yeah, I don't think it's a game thing, because sometimes I'll play against an Aguero or an Aubameyang and just tackle straight away, get the ball. Whereas this Ben Yedder card, no matter how many times you seem to tackle it, it still comes out with the ball. It's such a frustrating card to play against. It's a bit like Dembele, a card that is good, but it just seems to play well above its level. It's absolutely this Ben Yedder card, out of all the cards in this series, for me has to be the definition of a meta card. Someone who is just plays so far above their level. He's 83 rated, but he feels like he plays like a 93 rated Eusebio. That's how good he feels. He's so his 5-star weak foot means he can finish everything, so he's really difficult to defend. You put him on his left or right and he just feels as good. He's got the most ridiculous finesse shots as well. He just seems to get so much power on his finesse shots. And this Ben Yedder card, man, is such a difficult card to play against, even though I've got disadvantages of poor strength, because if you look at his card, I think it's only got like 58 strength or something like that. But in game, he feels so strong, he feels so difficult to tackle, and for me, as you can tell, it's just a player that I just don't like playing against. Would definitely be in like an starting 11 players that I do not want to play in this FIFA. So Ben Yedder, I would absolutely recommend it. If you haven't got Ben Yedder, this goal Ben Yedder is very good, but if you can get the inform Ben Yedder, that will be an absolutely crazy good striker for you, 100%. Number 3, I've gone for Heung Min Son. This guy is a beast this year, and some people were recommending in the previous video when we did the cams, would you play this Heung Min Son at cam? Absolutely, you could play this Heung Min Son at cam. You know, he's got really good shooting. His passing, if you were to stick a dead eye on him, he would have like 94 shooting and like 88 passing or something like that. So you could definitely stick a dead eye on him, and then to have that sort of pace and dribbling as a cam with that weak foot and skill moves, he would be a great cam. I always find his best position for me is always at striker. He's another player that just seems to have like incredible shooting. Like, he just seems to never miss, whether he's 20 yards out trying to finesse it, or whether he's 6 yards out, or whatever position he's in, wherever he is in the box, he just seems to finish everything. He doesn't really let too many chances go. He seems to finish pretty much everything. He's a really difficult player to play against. He's a clutch player. He's a player that, you know, in the big moments always turns up, always gets a goal when you need it. As I said, that 5-star weak foot, you know, the 5-star weak foot players, it makes it so difficult to play against them, because no matter whether you show them on the left or right and you try and defend in certain ways, you know, they're really difficult to defend, because either way they go, they're going to finish everything. They're gonna make the passes, they're going to make the opportunities, and they're just really difficult to play against. This Heung Min Son, you know, everyone says Ronaldo and all that. I don't think he's obviously not on the level of someone like Ronaldo, but you know, he's so difficult to play against. You know, obviously the only little disadvantage with him is that strength as well. But he's another player like Ben Yedder that, no matter how many times you try and tackle him, he still gets the ball, and it's just so infuriating. I don't think it's an issue with the tackling, because, as I said, you know, you can play against an Aguero or an Aubameyang or a Benzema or whoever, and you can make one tackle and get the ball. Yet with some of these players that I've got in this list, like Werner, like Ben Yedder, like Son, no matter how many times you make that same tackle with that same defender, and you can do it 2 or 3 times in the same attack and still not get the ball off them, this player will still carry on going through with the ball. And it's just a very infuriating thing to try and defend against. But if you're looking for some attackers, yeah, Son is definitely, for me, the best Premier League striker you can buy. Number 2, we've gone for Cristiano Ronaldo. This guy, you know, could very easily be number 1. The thing that I'll say first off about Ronaldo, he's an incredible player this year again. What I personally find with Ronaldo, I find that he's actually, I feel like he's better in draft than he is in like rivals and champs. That might be just my personal opinion. But when I play against Ronaldo in like champs, he's still very difficult to play against and someone that you have to be really wary of. But I never find that he is impossible to play against. However, when I play against like Ronaldo in draft, he just seems to be a completely different animal. In draft, Ronaldo seems to be the king. There seems to be no one better. He just seems to play better in draft, in my opinion. But nevertheless, he's an incredible player. You know, obviously got 96 reaction, 95 attack position, just got super high stats. You know, he's a good aerial threat. He's another player that, those near post corners seem to be like not working again. You don't seem to be able to score any unless you've got Ronaldo. Whenever I've played in draft, for example, and had this Ronaldo, I whack in a near post corner and he's always there to score it. Whereas anyone else, you know, any other player, whether it's an icon, whoever, whether it's a big centre back, you know, even if it's like Van Dijk, they still don't score it. This Ronaldo still seems to be the only one that can do that. Obviously a massive clutch player, incredible finisher. He's another player that just, no matter what foot he's on, left foot, right foot, he finishes everything. You know, his finesse shots are just ridiculous. His power shots are incredible. He's a powerful sprinter. You know, obviously got great pace, and his strength isn't super high, but he's another player that, you know, even when you're 50-50 to him with, like, even if you're 50-50 with a Van Dijk or something, 9 times out of 10, Ronaldo still seems to win that duel, and he's just a very difficult player to tackle. Another player that, you know, it's kind of different. You kind of expect it with Ronaldo because of his rating. You kind of expect him to get that little bit of extra luck, as it were, because he's such, you know, the high rated players typically tend to get a bit more luck and so more of the lucky bounce and such. So you kind of expect it a bit more Ronaldo. He's still an incredibly difficult player to play against. Best chem style for me, I think, is a Hunter. I think if you stick a Hunter on him, he has 99 pace, 99 in both stats, and he has 99 shooting in every single stat except for long shots, where I think he's got 93. So for me, a Hunter card is definitely the best card for him. Some people have gone for like an Engine. For me, that seems like a little bit of a waste to try and improve those stats. Only disadvantage I've got with Ronaldo is sometimes, for me, I just feel like he might be a little bit difficult to link. I think if you have icons, Ronaldo is easy enough to link. But I think if you don't have icons, it can be a bit difficult to link unless you're building like a full Serie A team. If you're someone that's trying to build like a hybrid team, trying to get someone like Ronaldo in your team, I feel like unless you have icons is quite difficult. Because the only Juventus player that for me I think you would use is Alexandro. So unless you've got that left wing Ronaldo card, I feel like this striker card for me, unless you have icons, is a little bit difficult to link up. He's not someone that I see in many people's teams unless they have icons. If someone's running like a full gold team, I never see Ronaldo. If someone's got like 2 or 3 icons in their team, then I see Ronaldo all the time. So I think unless you've got icons, I think Ronaldo's a little bit difficult to link. That's just my opinion. I might be wrong. But nevertheless, Ronaldo is incredible. At number 1, we have gone for Kylian Mbappé. I've got this guy in my team, as you guys know, and he's an absolute monster. For me, the best striker in the game this year. He's so difficult to play against. Obviously, that pace is electric. His finishing, even though it's only 84 shooting, his finishing, I can tell you, is absolutely ridiculous. He finishes pretty much everything you give him. He's just an incredible player. Obviously, that immense speed. Again, another player that's just impossible to tackle. Clutch player. Every time I need a goal in champs, in rivals, he's always the one that steps up and gets that goal for me, and he's just an absolute machine this year. Yeah, I think the only reason I put him at number 1, I think obviously the fact that he is a little bit easier to link up because he's French, obviously, so he's not the most difficult player to link up. Obviously, you can get that strong link with Neymar. I think that's the reason why you see Mbappe a little bit more than Ronaldo. Obviously, you can get that strong link with Neymar, whereas there's not really anyone to strong link to Ronaldo unless you've got like Eusebio or something, but that's not something that a lot of people have. But Mbappe for me, you could pick Mbappe or Ronaldo for the best striker in the game. For me personally, because I use Mbappe all the time, I'd probably just give it to Mbappe. I only have used Ronaldo in draft, but he's still absolutely incredible. And we haven't actually selected an icon choice for this video because I think there's so many icons you could pick from. Obviously, you've got Brazilian Ronaldo, you've got Pele, you've got Eusebio, you could even use Cruyff. You've got Kenny Dalglish, who is absolutely amazing this year. So there's so many good strikers. It was impossible to narrow it down to one. If I had to pick one, if you said who would you pick? For me, I would pick the Brazilian Ronaldo. I think that card is just untouchable for me in FIFA. That's the card that I would personally go for. I just think it's just an absolute machine in this game and just one of the best strikers ever in FIFA history, let alone this year in FIFA. But that is it for the most meta strikers and the series. So if you did enjoy this series and this last video, do drop a thumbs up on the video. As I said, if you have any other ideas that you'd like to see for series, do drop in the comment section and we'll see if we can maybe get some of them going. Make sure to subscribe button as well if you're new to the channel and found the content useful. That's all for today, guys. Have an awesome day. I'm out.